How many times have you been talking to Claude and thought, oh, I wish I could just see my calendar right now, or pull up that email, or create something in Canva without me having to leave this conversation to go do it myself? That's the problem MCP solves. It connects Claude directly to the apps you already use, like Gmail, Notion, Canva, Slack, and over 150 others. Now, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and I know that sounds technical, but here's what I promise you. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what MCP is, how it works, and you're going to connect your first app. The easiest method takes about 30 seconds. Let me show you. Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Teachers Tech. All right, let's start with the big question. What is MCP? Here's the simplest way I can explain it. Think about your phone charger. A few years ago, every phone had a different charging cable. iPhones had Lightning, Samsung had micro USB, others had something entirely different. You needed a drawer full of cables to charge your devices. Then USB-C came along. One cable works for almost everything. MCP is the USB-C of AI. It's a universal standard that lets AI tools like Claude plug into any app, any service, any database using one standardized connection. Before MCP, if you wanted Claude to connect to Google Calendar, someone had to build a custom integration specifically for Google Calendar and specifically for Claude. And Notion, that's a separate integration. And Slack, another one. Every combination required its own custom bridge. MCP changed that. Now an app only needs to build one connection, an MCP server, and it automatically works with Claude, Cursor, Gemini, ChatGPT, and any other AI tool that supports the protocol. Anthropic created MCP, but it's now an open standard managed by the Linux Foundation. Google and Microsoft have both adopted it, so whatever you learn today works everywhere. The result, Claude can now connect to over 150 curated apps through its official directory and hundreds more through the open source community, and this number is growing every single week. Now, here's where it gets practical. There are three ways to connect Claude to your tools, ranging from dead simple to a little more advanced. Method 1, the built-in connectors directory, the easiest option. Browse a list, click connect, done. This is where most people should start. Method 2, desktop extensions. One click, installable packages for the Claude desktop app. Think browser extensions, find one, click, install, done. Method 3, manual configuration. This is for power users, and it's also how Claude Code connects to MCP servers. You edit a config file and add servers yourself, hundreds of community-built options, but you need a little bit more comfort with files and folders. Let's start with method 1. For most people, this is all you need. All right, I'm going to connect Canva to Claude, and I want to show you how quick this is. So I have Claude open. I'm just on the web version. You can also be on the desktop if you have that installed, and you can do this also on your free account. I'm just on my normal one here, but I'm going to go and just click on this plus right here, and what you're going to notice is we have connectors, and I have a couple already connected. Drive and Gmail. I'm going to go to Manage Connectors. And if we go up top right here, all we have to do is click this plus. And when I go to Browse Connectors, this will take me to all of them here that I can do a search for here. But if you look at this, Claude has that 150 curated connectors here, organized by the category, productivity tools like Notion, Asana, communication tools like Slack, design tools like Canva or Figma, developer tools like GitHub, financial tools like Stripe, and the list just keeps on growing every week. Now, I'm going to be using Canva because it's visual. You actually see the results screen on the screen, so what makes it a lot easier to understand what the MCP is doing. I don't have to do a search for Canva because I see it right here. So I'm just going to click on it, and you're going to see that I get connect here, and I can click on that. And then you just have to go through the process of just allowing this, connecting to your account, and then allowing it. Now you can see that we have Canva added here. I do want to point out this over here. You can disconnect Canva just by clicking on this and it will take it away, that connection. But you can go through and look at the different permissions of any of the apps that you're connected to. So you can go through and customize all of these things when things need approval. So go ahead and take a look at that and change that to what you'd like. Now, if I go back and if I was clicking on new chat, notice if I hit the plus here and I go to connectors, I have Canva in here and it's toggled on. Make sure you have that toggled on or it's not going to work. And I also have add from Canva here. All right, it's prompt time. Let's start with the most impressive one. I'm going to ask Claude to create an entire presentation inside Canva from just a sentence. So I'm going to say, create a 5-slide Canva presentation about AI tools every teacher should know in 2026. Use a clean, modern style with a blue and white color scheme. I'm going to go ahead and submit. So you see this? Claude is recognizing that it needs Canva. It's using MCP protocol behind the scenes. Now, at this point, it has an outline. It's just asking me if I like the outline. I could customize it. I'm going to go click on Generate Design and Submit. Now it's going to be talking to the Canva servers. It's going to create the design, and it's going to give me back a link I can click on. Now, look at this. Here are 4 design options for your presentations. Take a look and pick one that best fits the clean, modern feel you're going for. Once you choose a favorite, I'll add that to your Canva account so you can edit it further. So I can go through. They give me 4 different ones here. I'm just going to go and click on this first one right here. And you can see here's the different slides in each of them. And I can open it in Canva from here. So I can go open link, and it will open in Canva, and so I can have this in my account. I can edit any of this information in here to make some changes to it. Okay, let's try this now. So with that presentation, we just picked the first one here. I'm going to try this. I'm going to say, take that presentation and resize it for Instagram story, LinkedIn post, and Facebook cover. Export all 3 as PNGs. I'm going to go to always allow. Now, from this one sentence, it took that presentation. If I go down here, you can see I have the Instagram story. It did it in 1080, 1920, PNG exports. I have slide 1. You can edit this in Canva just like before. So I just changed it to be able to fit in that aspect. And the same thing with the LinkedIn post. If I open it, now it's going to fit in that aspect. I'm actually logged into my free Canva account, so I ran out of my resize limit. I should be logged into my other account. Wasn't paying attention at first when I did the connector to this. Now, this last prompt shows a different side of MCP. It's not just about creating new things. Claude can also search through your existing Canva workspace. So if I say, search my Canva workspace for any presentation related to marketing strategy, give me a summary of the presentation. Now, Claude just searched through my entire Canva workspace, found the relevant design, and gave me a summary. I didn't have to open Canva. I didn't have to scroll through dozens of projects. It found what I need and told me what was in each. So this is what makes MCP so powerful. Claude isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's working with your actual tools and your actual data. It can create, it can read, it can search, it can take actions, all from one conversation. So those are 3 things you can do with just one connector. Create from scratch, use, resize for multiple platforms, and search your existing work. And that's just Canva. Imagine stacking that with Gmail, Google Calendar, and Notion, all connected at the same time. Now, what I just showed you was method 1 for built-in connectors. That's the easiest way, and honestly, for most people, it's all you need. But there's 2 more ways to connect Claude to tools, and I want to make sure you know about them. All right, method 2, desktop extensions. This requires the Claude desktop app, which you can download for free on Mac or Windows. Anthropic introduced desktop extensions to solve a real problem. Before this, installing local MCP server on your computer meant opening up terminal, running commands, and editing config files. Desktop extensions changed that. They're packaged as this .mcpd file. Think of them like a browser extension. You find one, double click on it, click install, and it's done. All right, let me walk you through this. I'm just in the desktop app here. You can see up top I have chat, coworker, code here. I'm just going to go down and click on settings. Once that opens up, you'll see down the left-hand side here we have extensions. So we can go over here and browse the extensions, and this is where you're going to get the curated list here, and you can see how you can do what we did before, either to sort or to go through the different categories here. So once you find something that you want, so let's say this Figma, I can go ahead and click on it and then just click install again, and it goes through in a few seconds. That will be installed. You can see I can also uninstall it. I have it enabled. Now I have this one installed on my computer. Method 3 is the manual method. I want to mention this because you'll see a lot of tutorials online, and I don't want it to intimidate you. The manual method involves editing a JSON configuration file on your computer. So this is how MCP servers were originally set up before connectors and extensions existed, and it's still how to access hundreds of community-built MCP servers that haven't been packaged yet. In the Claude desktop, I'm going to go back to settings again and scroll down. We can see where we were under extensions. Now it's developer. Once you're here, just go and click on this ed config. So this is going to open a Claude desktop config JSON file right here. So I need to go and open this up. So I'm just going to double click and I'm just going to open it up in Notepad. Inside this file, you add a block of code that tells Claude where to find the MCP server and how to connect with it. So each MCP server provides the code snippet. You literally just copy and paste it in. Save this file, restart Claude desktop, and the new tool shows up. And here's something really cool. If you're also using Claude Code in the VS Code extension, you can add MCP servers right here too. So if I go press Control, Shift, and P, and just do a search for add server. Here it is here. I'm going to choose the HTTP. All I have to do now is paste the URL, give it a name, and I'm connected. The same MCP protocols work across Claude Web, Claude Desktop, and Claude Code. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough of the manual setup in this video because for most people, method 1 is the way to go. But if you want to explore this, I'll link some resources in the description. Before we wrap up, let me save you some headaches with a few common mistakes I see people make. Mistake number 1, forgetting to complete the authorization. After you click connect, make sure you actually finish the login on the pop-up. If you close it too early, the connection won't work. Mistake number 2, not checking that the tools are active. After connecting, go to your search and tools area and make sure the tools are toggled on. Sometimes they connect, but they're not enabled by default. Mistake number 3, being too vague with your prompts. Instead of just saying, what's on my schedule, try, check my Google Calendar and tell me what's on my schedule for tomorrow. Being specific helps Claude know what connector to use. Mistake number 4, connecting too many apps at once before understanding any of them. Start with 1 or 2, learn how they work, then expand. Mistake number 5, not reading the permissions screen. Each connector has different levels of access. Some can only read, others can create, edit, and delete. Know what you're granting before you click authorize. MCP is evolving fast, and there are a few things worth keeping an eye on. First, the connector directory is growing every week. If your favorite app isn't connected yet, it will probably be there very soon. Second, the desktop extensions are making local MCP servers much more accessible. The one-click install format is still new, but it's becoming the standard way people add capabilities to Claude. Think of it as an app store for Claude. And third, this is the big one. MCP is just not for Claude, it's an open standard. Google adopted it, Microsoft adopted it. It works in VS Code with GitHub Copilot. It works in Cursor, works in dozens of AI tools. So when you learn MCP with Claude today, that knowledge transfers everywhere. You're learning a universal skill. Thanks for watching this week on Teachers Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.